What's good, family? It's your boy Old Soul J, and I'm back with another video. This video here is for the people who know that they're the one. I like to stay away from the term chosen one. I made a video in the past talking about the truth about the chosen ones and how that puts you on a high horse. It gives you a false sense of superiority. I'm pretty sure I did also mention in that video, though, there are people who are quote unquote meant to be like the Christ of their family, in a sense, right? There are people, right? And if you're one of these people, you definitely know. I don't think I've ever heard of a person who's into this type of information, at least so far in life in today's world. In the future, this may change. I mean, I'm sure they're out there, like multiple people that are, you know, conscious in one family. I'm sure, because I'm sure they've had parents who've come together and do that, but it's rare, to say the least. And the reason being for that is because some people are really, it's really their destiny to break generational curses. It's really their destiny to change the frequency and the vibration of the family dynamic, at least going forward in the next generations, and also to help out the ancestors that need help on the other side, right? Now, it really depends on the person, but a lot of times it's usually one person in the family. It's usually one person who's really the one. A lot of times they're the black horse or the black sheep of the family. Sometimes they're not, because to be quite honest with you, I would not say I'm the black sheep of the family. Now, my family knows what I'm about, what I'm into. Now, do they understand? No. None of them really do. Some of them are a little bit more open-minded to it than others. I actually, to be quite honest, it's not to brag, but it's a known thing in my family that I'm very much favorited. It's not always the case that you'll be the black sheep. It just depends on how loving your family is. I just have a super loving family. I don't think, unless I did something like completely evil, I don't think they would really ever like disown me or look down on me or anything like that. But I understand that I'm one of those people. I'm one of those ones. When I say the people who have a destiny to change the family dynamics, the generational curses, and that's meant to get the future generations on path. Because nobody taught me this. I found it. I'm spirit led, and the spirit led me to this path. Now, here's the thing about when you realize that you really are the one. Because a lot of times, people in our positions, we never really wanted that. The ones who really want it are the ones who they'll show jealousy, envy, greed, insecurities. When really, at least I know me personally, growing up, I was always okay playing the sidekick. In basketball, for example, I was always okay being the third option, the second option, playing like a role player. I was okay with that. But I knew what I was capable of, though. A lot of times I really was that guy. But I didn't have the ego so big that I wanted to be the guy. Sometimes you got to step up to the plate when you know what's best. So, you know, there's a great quote that I love, a famous quote. A leader doesn't seek to lead, but he is called to, and he steps up to the plate. It's something along those lines. That's actually my favorite quote. And that's so true. Anybody who is destined to be a true leader, any natural born leader, initially they never seek to be that. It's just natural. It's their calling. Because any person who's so egotistically driven and wants that title, wants that position off of ego, is selfish. You cannot lead people and be selfish. And that's exactly why a lot of times the ones who become leaders, the ones that are like me, are naturally selfless or just naturally team players, if you get what I mean. I was always that type of person. I was always a team player. You know what I mean? I always looked for the whole to benefit for everyone. So yes, a lot of times, natural born leaders, we never wanted that title. We never really wanted it. But there comes a time, like the quote saying, you realize that you're called to it, and then you step to the plate. You stepping to the plate is you accepting that this is who you're meant to be. And you might hurt a couple feelings doing it. You're most definitely come across envious souls, envious energy. You're most definitely gonna come across hate and jealousy that comes with it. But once you accept that this is who you're meant to be, and you start moving in that energy, you start walking in that path, now you're moving like a true king. Once you move in that path, you will start to attract to people who are on similar frequencies as you. People who are meant to be in your life. People who are meant to add to your purpose. Now, sometimes these people are good to keep around. When you have a huge responsibility, once you really start to gain power in your path, where you stand, then it will be the time where it may be wise for you to have consultants. people to consult to, people to bounce ideas off of, people to support you. Because as someone who completely rides alone, like, you know what they say, like 2 heads are better than 1, 3 heads are better than 1. Just because you're making huge decisions, and just when it comes to when you really start making those big movements, you know what I mean, those big plans, those big things, when you start doing big things. Why do you think in old times, in ancient times, the king was considered the one, right? The king was given the responsibility to lead his entire kingdom. But he had consultants, he had a council, he had people he spoke to before he made his decision. Because sometimes other people, if they're the right people, first you have to make that choice of who has the right heart and mind to even have that position in your life. But once you figure that out, the right people will sometimes give you a perspective or give you ideas that you didn't really think about before, and may help you make better decisions. This is why a king had a council, had consultants. It's not conducive to the whole if one person is making all the decisions without any influence of anybody else. So once you accept your destiny as a natural born leader, as being that one, breaking that family generational curse, once you accept that position and you continue to move in that path, you start to attract people who align with you, who are on your frequency, on your vibration, that add to your purpose. Then it may be wise to confide in them. Let them help you. Because at the end of the day, we're all human. So nobody's perfect and nobody's always right. But that's all I gotta say for today. Make sure you like and subscribe. I love y'all.